Hey everybody, welcome to session 4 of Epic Encounters. Last week, where we left off, the group had just finished encountering an undead ogre and finished it off, allowing them to level. This week we're going to pick back up. They decided to stay in the marsh. They need to re-find their way again, which is going to leave them back to their ranger and his track skill. So we're going to have Mordecai go ahead and roll his track and see if we can find the road again.
$14?
Right, so 14 is not going to find us the road again.
Oh well. We'll have some fun.
Let's see what we're going to do instead
Aid another.
of
What?
finding
I
the
said
road.
aid another. I can roll to see if I can get a success and give you a +2.
You could try.
I have the skill, I just don't have the track. I could say, wait, that tree looks familiar. Was it that way? Oh, that may actually help some. With my survival, that's a 23.
Yeah, I'll allow you to give him a +2 to his skill.
Mm-hmm. Did it help?
So we've got our ranger who's standing there kind of looking lost this morning, and Duquesne is like, hey, that path kind of stuff over, that looks a little familiar, doesn't it? Mordecai kind of walks over and goes, hey, this, yeah, I think I know where we're at, guys. And so, with a little bit of assistance there, they do manage to pinpoint themselves here on the map and find the trail again. So we're here. Where was it now that we were headed to again? I believe we were headed down here.
I think we already got that one. I think we were heading across.
No, we only have 2, and we started down there the first time.
Yeah, so we should be going that way.
I think Greg was right.
Then let's mark off on the map which ones we've already found, so that this way we are... This way we know which way we're already been.
Alright, so then as we follow our path, that's going to lead us down here. And where it starts to branch off and widen and get a little muddled again, so we're going to need another track skill.
19?
19 is going to allow you to continue along your path
Towards our destination.
towards your destination. Yay, towards destination. That's always a good thing. Alright, so let's see. As you enter the clearing, you see the cave across from you. It's fairly obvious, not really hidden at all. The clearing itself looks pretty unremarkable. Like any of the other paths you've walked so far, you don't see any signs of any recent comings or goings while tracking the path and finding your way. You've got a cave sitting about here with all of the party members.
Oh, I see them.
All of the party members coming from up over here. Duquesne, I'm throwing you around.
Okay.
Alright. So how would the adventurers like to approach the cave?
From the back of the party.
Yeah, we know.
Yes, Cerulean?
I think that I should try jumping over it so that I do not get hit like emo last round. So
Nemo.
jumping.
So you'd like to,
You're totally
when you
emo
get
now.
closer, jump right in to the cave? Okay, so Cerulean, when we approach, wants to just jump into the cave. What does everybody else? Duquesne's hanging towards the back.
I want to take a look and see if I can discern any kind of animal, beast footprints, tracks in the area. Do we know it's... Would I be rolling survival or knowledge nature for that?
Survival.
15?
So looking around, you don't see much in the way of tracks that are uncommon. Like you see a few small rodent tracks here and there, but nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay. I'm fine with approaching the cave slowly. I mean, magical barriers aside.
Magical barriers. I cast Detect Magic, seeing as how the gnome was thrown back 15 feet in the last cave we saw. I was trying to prevent that from happening again.
Okay.
But do you continue to move forward with the party?
Yes. That is as close to the front of the party as I will get for this encounter. And Detect Magic. I cast one first level and one 0 level. 1, 0, 1, 1.
So you detect magic. As you approach the cave, it's not giving off any kind of alarms or detections of any kind of magic presence.
Yeah, but just give me the presence during the first 6 seconds. Okay. We want to hold off for half a minute. Make sure if there is something in there. If I didn't catch anything from there, it's got a range of 60 feet. We're close enough for me to detect it if I could see it. Okay. I'm going to keep concentrating though for when we actually enter, because it'll last for up to a minute.
Peering into the cave, do we see any of like the familiar glowing blue light that we had noticed in the other caves?
Peering into the cave, you are not currently close enough to do.
Okay.
If you'd like to move up and peer into the cave, that's
Yeah.
fine. You'll have to give me a spot.
I would do a sneak and a hide.
Yeah.
Because I
Hide
was
and move
considering
silent.
coming up to the...
Hide, move silent, and spot.
Okay, so give me your hide and your move silent.
I did not hide. 12.
Okay.
Move silent was 26. And spot was 10. So I'm blind as a bat.
Those are mine.
So you look into the cavernous opening of the cave, and before you, all you can see is darkness.
Black. All I see is black.
Pretty much. It's dark in there, guys.
Woohoo! It's dark in
Is
there,
that a
guys.
tree?
Okay, so I have a low light vision. Maybe I can fare better. Let's try. I'm going to approach the other side of the cave,
Okay.
also attempting to move silent and hide. Maybe. Attempting to move silent and hide. Busting in the wandering mage's dice. Maybe.
If the youngest spawn will let you.
Yeah, I don't know. Spawn face thinks that he's in control here. Okay, so let's see if I moved silent. 23.
Okay.
Then my high. 14.
Okay.
And my spot is a 9. Can I toss a listen in there as well?
Sure.
Listen is a 13.
Okay. So you approach. You see the same darkness he sees as you look inside. Man, it is dark in there. And listening, you hear the sounds of the marsh around you, and you can't pick up any particular sounds that seem to be coming from inside the cave itself.
Alright. I got nothing, guys.
Yes? Okay.
Would you go ahead and move my character?
Sure. Kerrigan's
you.
going to go ahead and waltz up here too. And he's going to go ahead and he'll give a spot. Why not?
You can't have my dice. You can't have them. They are my dice.
Everyone else is looking in there. He's curious. What's in there?
I'll give one too.
If
I can see what I can see from back there. Just so I'm
So Kerrigan looks in and peers around, turns around, looks around, and goes, so it looks like
go down. Go
a narrow, about 10-foot wide tunnel that goes back a little ways.
It's dark in there.
It's definitely dark in there.
Can I do a spot check
She has a little light.
too? Can I please do a spotlight check too?
Spot check as well? Sure. Cerulean can move up with the rest of the party and make a spot check. So let's give you a die. Go ahead and give that a roll.
13.
And looks like you'll get a +2.
15,
Yeah.
And your wisdom is a +2. So 4 plus 13.
13, 15, 16,
Hear the way he's
17,
talking to me?
18.
Close. It's 17. You forgot about
17.
14. So 17. So you look in and you see the same thing. You see a 10-foot wide passageway tunnel that leads back and then takes a turn to the left. And you can't see any farther down.
Let's see.
So
Let's
does
proceed
anyone have
cautiously.
any qualms with proceeding into the cave? Or
No.
I have many qualms, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so into the cave we go. Alright, so we've got the cave set up. We're just about to enter the cave. We were figuring out a light source, I believe.
I was trying to fashion a makeshift torch,
Okay.
except for the fact that if it, I could have picked up a stick outside before we came in. I didn't think that no one had a light source. That's why I didn't try and do it outside. Stick, cloth.
I have torches.
You have torches.
You let him go through all that. I have torches.
I didn't look at my inventory until just now.
So
That's my whole
Decay's here breaking twigs and wrapping a torn piece of cloth around it, and all.
I got
all of a
5
sudden-
ranks in survival.
All of a sudden, Mordecai goes, "I got torches."
I'm trying to impress somebody. Hey, the 18-year-old kid who's supposed to dabble in magic actually did something practical, and turns out he didn't have to.
Nope, because the ranger's prepared.
Boy Scouts.
Girl Scout.
Fire
Alright,
Scout.
so then who was taking point then as we start into the cave?
Hopefully the person
I'll
with
do
the-
it.
Hopefully the person with the light.
You'll do it? Alright, so the gnome is taking front, Nemo's up front. So as
with
you
Nemo.
Alright, so as you enter the cave, you notice that the walls of the cave are wet and covered in a thick moss. Go ahead and give me listen checks all around.
I got a 12,
I'm good for something this at least for the next 6 seconds.
13, 14. 14.
Add 2 more.
I did. 14.
2 more because of your wisdom score.
And I got 14.
Gwen, I understand, and I'm telling you, you need to add 4 to your 12, not 2 to your 12.
Oh. So 14, 15, 16.
Thank
16.
you.
16.
I got
Alright.
25.
25,
20.
20.
21.
Alright. So,
We did something good, guys.
Mm-hmm. Accomplishment.
They were growing up ears on.
ahead, you can hear rhythmical drip and splash of water dropping into what sounds to be a fairly large pond.
Okay. Let's proceed with
Is
caution.
it okay if I try
Proceed with
trying
caution.
one?
Can you allow the
Can I try
characters
one?
to proceed with caution?
How far?
I'm gonna move them like 15 feet.
Can she have a chip?
Alright, so you
Yeah, but your tablet says no.
proceed with caution. You make your way up a little farther. The sound gets a little bit louder. You start to notice a real faint glow towards the end of the tunnel
A
ahead
little
of you.
spicy.
I'd say we can
Light at the end of the tunnel, noise is getting louder.
continue proceeding with caution.
Continue along the tunnel. Alright, go ahead and continue along the tunnel. As you come to the end of the tunnel, it kind of branches out into a large cavernous area. Inside you can see what looks to be a large underground pond, small lake. And sitting all the way across on the opposite side, you see a glowing gem.
Okay.
This feels way too easy, guys.
I want to inspect the water.
Alright, go ahead and move up and inspect the water.
I don't even know what skill I would use for that.
So then it's okay to
Knowledge
have another
nature?
one?
I suppose knowledge nature. 12?
12. So you look at it and it looks to be your typical
Blue.
pond or lake. I mean, there seems to be a decent amount of algae towards the surface.
Thank you.
But
Is there... Is there anything at my feet that I can use to disturb the surface of the water? Like a medium-sized rock or something along those lines.
roll for a spot.
24?
So yeah, looking down around your feet, you find a couple of rocks and a few pebbles and basic kind of stuff you'd expect to find in an underground cave scattered about.
Okay, I want to throw a rock into the water.
Alright.
Good medium-sized, Legend of
So-
Zelda-sized rock.
You pick up a rock about the size of your fist and toss it out into the middle of the water and
Boom.
splash and ripples all through the pond in front of you. And they slowly start to dissipate and fade. And then the pond goes back to just a glass-like surface and calm.
No monsters rumbling or anything like that.
No monsters rumbling, nothing being dredged up or disturbed by the water. It seems fairly unremarkable.
Alright. Well, Nessie's not here. So, anybody besides me can swim?
Not me.
I wouldn't trust a wizard to swim anyway. Levitate over it.
I can swim.
Gotta learn how to do that first.
Kerrigan can swim, so can Cerulean.
Swim is an untrained skill, so I can attempt it.
Wouldn't it take you guys 3 times as long?
No. It's just a strength check.
but they're small, so they have further distance to swim.
Oh, you're.
Hey, a gnome stroke is a lot different than a human stroke, okay? I don't want to get specious here, but my arms are longer than yours.
Maybe I just learned to swim 3 times faster.
Paddles more efficiently.
I got blood on my character sheet.
Battle ready.
Who's?
The chickens.
Oh.
Okay, then I guess I'm gonna try and swim across the lake.
Gonna start wading through the lake.
Sure.
Okay. So you start making your way through, and you get about 10 feet in before you actually have to start swimming, as it gets to the point where it's up to about your neck.
Swim check.
Yep, give us a swim check, and Kerrigan's gonna go ahead.
Rolled nat 20.
Kerrigan's gonna go ahead and follow along with you so that you're not going out there alone.
I'm gonna watch for a minute before I enter the water.
Mm-hmm.
Can I go to
Make sure a shark doesn't come and bite
roll
us.
your check.
Something like that.
Plus that.
For a second there, I thought you were putting black pepper on your applesauce. I was like, why?
Alright,
No, most of our
18,
spices
So yep,
are
you're gonna be good. So everyone's gonna, all 3 of us are going ahead and start our swim, and we'll all get out here in the first round and be just fine. Go ahead and do another swim check just for the hell of it.
6, 7, 8,
Roll them
9, 10. 10.
19 plus 6 is 25.
Okay, so yeah, we'll just go ahead and continue our way across. I doubt anyone's gonna have any issue, because at that point we're about shallow again.
Yep.
Be a loser battle here. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna try it too.
Okay.
How far? Just move me too. You moved them. You moved me. 10. Just 10.
Oh, yeah, you probably don't have any strength at all.
I have no strength. I have 10.
So you don't make it very far. It's slow going, but you can continue.
Nope. I went nowhere.
You went nowhere. What'd you roll?
1.
You turned around and went back to.
You sound like this noise.
I shout across the water. Hey guys! I'm gonna wait here!
Your pack started to kind of fill with water and pull you down and not want to let you back up. So you turned around and came back.
Sad.
How far across is it?
Could we try to grab
5 foot a square, right?
I don't know. Why doesn't Cerulean say so?
But do I have to wait for my turn?
Well, why don't you just say something when nobody else is?
I would like to try and grab the gem like last time in the cave.
Okay. So Cerulean wants to straight up approach the gem and grab it. Mordecai, you are between Cerulean and Gem. Do you want to allow her to just grab it, or do you want to try and stop her?
Give us a minute here before you just start grabbing things. Remember what happened to Nemo when he tried to enter the cave last time? You just touch things without checking them out a minute. You end up paralyzed or calling something bad.
I don't care.
Okay, this is gonna turn into a grapple.
I don't know. Do you try and continue to stop her?
Yes, I grapple her.
I'll go for opposed strength checks then. Gwen, roll your d20.
Oh, yeah. 1.
I got a 16.
Okay.
Plus
So
4.
as you reach out to grab the gem, Mordecai reaches over, grabs you by the wrist, and stops you from being able to grab it.
Really, it'd be more fun if he tackled her to the floor.
If what?
He tackled her to the floor.
Cognitive recalibration. I conk her on the head, she falls asleep.
Let's see here. So Mordecai has stopped Cerulean. The gnome has swam back to shore. Duquesne, what are you up to?
Eating chips. Before the kid asks for more.
The chair's looking mighty empty.
Who's that?
That's me.
That's Nemo.
The chair's looking mighty empty.
You're gonna get in trouble and sent to bed.
Mm.
Come on, Ed. Is it okay if I have one more?
No.
I'll make a swim check.
Okay. Phosphor starts wading his way out there. Go ahead and make your swim check.
I was actually hoping to fail. 19.
He drowns in the middle of the lake. Does anybody go to help him?
Go ahead and try again.
I was going to help.
16.
So he comes up and it's like, so what's going on, guys?
I'm trying to grab the gem, but Mordecai stopped me.
Probably smart. Considering I have a 10-foot pole, if everybody wants to step back, I can try to
Dislodge it.
see what happens. That sounds like a plan.
Does everybody agree?
All right,
No,
Ohio
I
Jones,
don't
go right
agree. I
up, go
don't
right for
agree.
it.
Well, you're not really being given a choice as you're still being held onto by Mordecai and not being allowed to make decisions because you decided to just try and reach
Go
out
on,
and
Professor
grab it.
Jones.
They're
Alright.
trying to keep you from hurting yourself.
I take my long spear
I don't care if I do it.
from maximum distance, and I nudge it.
Alright, and as with the last one that you came across, this one is just kind of floating in a pillar of light in the air there. Are you just trying to knock it to the ground? Just trying to poke at it a little? What are you doing?
Does anybody have one of the other stones with them?
We should have both.
Yeah, we should have both of them.
Yes.
How much is it weigh?
A couple ounces?
Okay, prestidigitation. I pull it towards me without touching it.
Nothing happens.
The force is not strong with you.
Not in this day.
Like you reach out, and as you feel the tendrils of magic extend from your fingers towards the stone and approach, they hit that barrier of light, and they're unable to actually reach the stone.
Connor can almost see each other.
So I won't get any more torn?
I just
All
saw
right,
him
it's floating on the ground, suspended by the pillar of light. At the bottom of the base of the floor, where the light hits. Spot check. Are there any inscriptions, glyphs, sigils, markings that could be producing the light? It would be a 13 if I saw it.
You don't see anything at the base. Same with the last pillar of light. There was no discernible markings or anything giving away what could be causing this magic.
I look up, same check. Can I see this? Can we see the ceiling? Because the pillar of light would be coming from it. But if it's too high up to see because of how little light there is,
Nope.
no.
Okay, so
About to let Cerulean go. She seems to have good luck with this. She got through the barrier on the entrance of the cave.
If it were any other instance, I would say, does anyone have a small animal that can just grab it? But you're not using mine.
No one said he couldn't still attempt to knock it around with the pole arm. He just switched to trying to use magic.
I did that first. All right.
No, I asked you what you were trying to do. Just poke at it or knock it out of its little pedestal of
I was trying to see if it would move at all, or to see what would happen if I stuck my hand into the light. Worst thing that happens is I lose the base of my spear. So, I'll touch it with the blunt end of the spear and push. Does it move?
yes, it gives way and slightly shifts within its little light barrier. Do you wish to continue pushing it out, or do you wish to leave it floating there? What is your intent? Are you trying to knock it out of its...
No, I was trying not to die. Which is why I didn't just go and grab it first, which is why he stopped Cerulean first.
That's fine. You put your spear through, and as it penetrates that sphere of light, that cylinder of light that's hanging down,
Mm-hmm.
it
Just
passes
moves.
through unharmed, is able to make contact with the stone, and kind of shift it a little quarter of an inch to an inch around in its little area without causing any disruptions.
Gut check. Who physically picked up the first one? When the
At the axe?
out of the head of the axe
It's Kerrigan.
Kerrigan,
and race,
halfling,
and Cerulean grabbed the second one.
correct.
I grab it.
Okay.
I just grab it.
As you reach up and take the gem, give me a spot check. Everyone, give me a spot and a listen.
Me too.
Yep, everybody, give me a spot and a
5,
listen.
6, 7. 7.
Okay.
And 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16.
You said spot and listen?
Yep.
Don't do that.
Spot 16, listen 5.
Okay.
My spot's a 23. My listen is an 18.
Okay.
23, 22.
Okay. So everybody sees. Duquesne doesn't hear.
That's all you hear right now, Duquesne.
Yep. But as you reach up and take the gem, you notice a slight bubbling in the center of the water.
Mm-hmm.
It quickly intensifies, and
Called Moses.
out bursts this hideous creature resembling an elder woman covered in warts and oozing sores. Wet seaweed like hair covers most of her face. And I'm going to say roll initiative.
I'm going to roll with Knowledge Arcana first. I may or may not know what this is.
9.
I don't.
I don't.
I don't.
9.
I might not be
We
last.
rolled the same thing.
Oh. Mine's a 16.
Mine's an 18. Oh, you're a bard. I thought
Tears.
because you had a crossbow that you were using dex. Like you only got a +2 in your dex.
Okay.
20.
That is okay if I have knowledge check.
No.
Knowledge check.
No. Alright, so Duquesne, you will start off our initiative order. You will be followed by Kerrigan, then Mordecai, then Nemo, Cerulean, and the hideous creature will be last.
Where does Nemo go?
Nemo.
I did
So?
say
Duquesne, go ahead.
Stab the spear into the sand, dirt, rock, whatever it is. Just drop it, basically. Crossbow. Fire.
What's the range on your crossbow?
Light crossbow has a range of 110, I want to say. Ouch. No, I'm sorry, that's oh, I might be
Yeah, my composite longbow's got 110.
But it's 90. So it's respectable. It's not miles.
You know,
Light crossbow. Do better with this.
Hey, Connor.
Sharp monkey fell out of the tree.
Hey, Boo.
80 feet.
Okay. Yeah, you're within range. Can I see your character sheet? It's right there. You wrote it down.
I always go to the books first. Chart monkey without chart is useless.
Yeah, but editor has to edit out Chart Monkey.
Alright, so we're gonna shoot with the crossbow.
Yes.
What's the roll?
It's an 18. There was one more with 20 total.
20 total is gonna hit.
For 5 points of damage.
Okay. Kerrigan. Has not much he can attempt to do right now, so he's going to attempt to hide at major penalties. But you know, there's a lot of big people. Maybe he won't be seen.
He dives into the water.
Connor dives into the water and tries to fight the monster.
Glug, 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 glug. Sneak attack. Submerge.
No, you're not. Down the ice, and now you're gonna get him.
And amazingly, he actually does hide. So you know, we'll just
You like the red dice?
stay right there and hit him, I guess.
Hiding in plain sight.
He's hiding behind everybody here. There we go. See, he's
Becoming
hiding.
another person. Becoming another person.
You can't see me. You can't see me.
That was loud.
So after Kerrigan's movement was going to
Be
be
Morty.
Mordecai.
Alright, I'm going to turn towards said ugly monster. And I'm going to pull out my composite longbow.
Okay.
And I'm going to take a shot at her.
Alright, go ahead.
19 and 5 is 24.
24 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And where's my d10?
Oh, that's the big one. Okay.
For 12 points of damage.
Nice, nice.
That's my dice pad.
Nemo.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
It's an 18.
An 18 is going to hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
It goes from ugly mermaid-looking thing to porcupine in 12 seconds.
Just ask for I'm pretty nasty with a composite bow.
2.
2. Okay.
Yep.
Been playing Tomb Raider,
Mm-hmm.
and she gets this like makeshift composite bow.
All right,
Happy
Cerulean.
with it.
Would you like to take a shot at her as well?
I would like to walk a little closer.
As close as you can get is right here, and then the water's too deep for you to be any farther in and still able to shoot your bow.
And then I'll take a close look at where I want to hit, which will be right over here.
You want to shoot at her. We're not doing. You can't call your shot as to where you're gonna hit her. You want to try and shoot her.
Yes.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll your die and let's see what we do.
2.
Plus your to hit, which is your bow here. 2 plus 5, so 2 plus 5.
Yeah.
18 dex.
Wait.
Must
2
be.
plus 5.
Sorry. Say so. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7.
There you go.
Next time I would tell her
So
5
that's
plus
gonna
2.
miss. Yeah, I guess next time I should tell her 5 plus 2. So a 7's gonna miss. So you shoot at her and it shoots right over top of her head.
You learning D&D too, Connor? Learning how much fun dice are.
Alright, and then she's gonna turn this way towards the largest amount of damage that was done to her. And
She's
she's
mad at
she's gonna glare so hard at everybody standing over there that all of you are gonna have to make a will save.
I know what feat I'm taking next time I level.
1. I got a 1.
No.
Oh, fucking
I know. That's my dice bag. You got it. That super cool Dungeon Crate logo. Super cool Dungeon Crate logo.
Alright, so what was everybody's will saves?
15.
18.
1.
Alright, so Cerulean locks eyes with this evil hag as it's staring at her and becomes completely dazed just by the rage and sadness in this creature's eyes that she's no longer fully able to concentrate on what she's doing. So Gwen, you are dazed.
What does that mean?
Check you later.
That means
I'm getting
That-
copyright infringements on YouTube.
you can take no
Great thing about
actions.
D&D, we keep getting older.
Dazed or fascinated?
She's dazed.
Oh, wow.
So Cerulean will
Forever
no
relating.
longer be able to make any actions during this
Oh.
encounter.
Alright, well then.
In fact, Cerulean not only can take no actions today, but because of this ability, she can take no actions for 3 days. Alright, so Cerulean is out of the fight for the next 3 days with her paralysis. That ends this evil, hideous creature's turn. It will bring us around to the top of the order with Duquesne.
I guess I shoot it again. So a total of 10 probably misses.
That is going to miss. This Kerrigan will go ahead and move up here and take a throw and see whether or not he can throw a dagger that far. I bet he can't.
Not.
Actually, even with the -4, he can. So he deals, let's see, a dagger. Oh, so little damage.
What is it, like
It's a D. It's
1/4 D?
Nope. It's a D3 plus strength. Half a D. Half a D6
he was
plus
at
1.
least hidden.
Sneak attack.
That's funny. So he could roll the dice, get a 0, and throw 2 more dice behind it, which is going to hit.
So 1 point of damage from the dagger, but the sneak attack is an additional 5. Which is actually enough to kill off this wretched creature.
Really?
Apparently. Granted, the massive damage from the
Okay.
arrow shot from
My ball.
Mordecai earlier did most of the damage.
Okay.
But yeah, the dagger kind of thuds home and is just enough to send it sinking back beneath the surface of the now calm lake.
Well, we ain't looting that one. I'm gonna shout across the lake at the other guys and be like, "So who's carrying Cerulean back?"
That's funny.
I'm too small.
I'm not strong enough.
I'm not strong enough.
You're not.
No, I'm totally strong enough. Just leave her ass there for 3 days.
How
This
deep
is
is
what
it?
you get.
How deep is this thing? Is this? Or do we
Nobody
know?
has bothered to check at its deepest point. If somebody wants to do the swim check and swim to the bottom and back and see.
No, I don't. Thank you.
Would anybody be opposed to me holding? Have we taken the gem yet? I grabbed it, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what set everything in motion. Is you grabbed the gem.
I weighed out about waist level. Take the gem out. Can I see it?
Yes,
I can see it under the water.
you can see it glowing.
Is it shedding light under the water?
A little bit.
Just want to get the rules in front of me.
What are you trying to look at?
How long I can hold my breath?
What's your Constitution modifier?
+4.
+4. You can hold your breath for like 2 minutes.
It is actually twice your Constitution modifier in rounds, I believe. I think
Okay. Well,
that's still.
I'm calling it at like 2 minutes.
Since he's the DM, you're good.
So
That's a long time
I'm-
underwater.
Yes, it is.
it is. But
Well-
that Constitution score is also a ridiculous Constitution score, not the Constitution score of your regular person. That's the Constitution score of your Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
Ask a Navy SEAL if they can hold their breath for 4 minutes.
Easily.
So, I say 2 minutes is a fair, reasonable amount of time if you're not in something like combat or a struggle.
I believe you are almost 100% right. Because I looked at it before.
But we don't need.
I dived to the bottom. Hold my
Okay.
breath. Holding the gem in front of me as a light source.
Okay.
How far do I get before I'm compelled to roll another Constitution check?
Swim check. To see how well you actually like manage to direct yourself.
Well, as long as if I'm underwater, reading it, as long as I am not doing anything besides swimming, there's no more exertion, and I'm just swimming.
Yeah, I know. That's all I'm asking for.
19.
Okay, so yeah, you managed to totally find the bottom.
Okay.
Um,
If I had to estimate how far down I went, counting my own body lengths, kind of.
maybe 3 score your body, so, or not 3 score, but three times your body length.
3 times my body length.
We're at 15 feet deep.
I may actually have that number. I'm 5'7", so roughly 5.5 feet. It's about 18 feet.
Got that.
Okay. So I'm looking around. I waded straight out and swam, or tried to approximate the point where she sunk. Did I pass her? Did she hit me in the head? Can I see the body?
Search.
How much light is this thing giving off?
Do
I have 30 feet?
Murkiness, no, it's pretty murky water. The light that thing's giving off is only giving you about a 10-foot radius.
I'll take 10. I'll take a 10-foot radius. So if I don't know if she's here, and I swam to that spot, I have every hex around me. Actually, I have out to here for light. Oh, it rolled one too many times. That would be a 10.
Would be a 10. So you do not, you don't see anything right away as you're searching around down there.
So 15 feet I would have gotten to the bottom pretty quick. If I can hold my breath that long, I'll take another search check. That's better. 19.
19. Alright. Stirring around the bottom of the seafloor a little bit there, or the pool, lake, whatever, cavernous water source. You do find a slight glint shining back at you.
I grab it.
What you find is a weapons belt, I guess you'd call it, a scabbard.
Okay.
On the scabbard is a small pouch, as well as what looks like a wax sealed parchment.
Straight up towards the top. So, given that I couldn't tell which actual direction I was swimming in, and I just swam out to where I thought it was when I hit the bottom, what do I pop up? If I thought it was swimming a straight line,
You're gonna pop up over here.
okay. So, make another swim check to swim on top of the water because I don't have the skill, but I can pull myself through the bottom of the water. That's actually kind of how I swam. I don't know how I graduated boot camp. I really don't. 18, excuse me.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Make it to this other shore. And I say to myself, she died before I could ask her where the trove of knowledge was. I found something! So now that I'm actually out, and all the lights over there, I still can't see it. So I have to wait for them to come over.
So, what do I have to do to try and successfully drag Cerulean's lifeless corpse across this water here?
Hope she's not wearing plate.
She's not.
Should not. Swim check. -2 penalty.
21? Or -2, 19?
19. So yeah, you're good for the first half.
16 -2, 14?
Yeah, you're going to be pretty tired and exhausted when you get to the other side. But you will make it to the
Weak
other
ass
side.
people couldn't even drag this blue-haired thing.
Hey,
I
He's
couldn't
tiny.
even make it across on my own.
Right, you were like, ah, fuck this. Took 2 steps in, the water was over your head.
I was just banking on what actually happened. The enemy was in the water.
so we're all back on this side now, and you wanted to look at what you found?
Kind of like this. I found a belt. I found a weapons belt with a scabbard. Now that I can actually see it, is there a weapon on it?
There is. There is a beautifully crafted and remarkably completely untarnished scimitar.
Well, I can't use it. But you said there was also a pouch and a scroll tube or parchment.
Indeed, I did.
So I take that and the pouch and then hold up the scimitar like this. Can anybody use this? It's pretty much just you and Cerulean.
I think that...
Cerulean
Both
can't
me-
really do anything.
Huh? Can't?
Cerulean
Able
can't
to.
really do anything right now.
I'm able to, so that gives you you
Yeah.
the first shot.
Yes,
I'll take the
Cerulean
scimitar.
can't say anything. You have exotic weapon proficiency?
The scimitar is a standard weapon.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
As is a falchion.
Yep. It's light martial weapon.
Yep.
One-handed.
One-handed martial weapon.
Yep. Scimitar is a D6 with an 18 to 20 crit range. That's Drist's weapon.
Yep. So
I'll
that
have
is
to have you over to play that.
I'm for it.
So that one, as you pull it out and inspect the blade, you notice it is incredibly sharp, and despite its time in the water, there is no sign of any blemish on the blade. It is, for all intents and purposes of recording, a +1 scimitar.
Okay. Is it medium or large?
Medium.
Okay. Just one scimitar.
Open the pouch.
Inside the pouch, you find 500 gold pieces.
I hand that to the bard.
Cool.
I have no use for this. I'm not on this adventure for the money.
Alright. Well, we do typically split our findings fairly evenly. You know, we are a part of an organized group of adventurers. So I believe we will stick to that standard. There are 5 of us here. 100 gold apiece seems quite reasonable. Thank you very much.
100 gold piece? Nice.
Never know when I could need something down the road.
Well, better equipment with us is never a bad thing.
And as I was about to say, not needed, but much appreciated.
You don't need it now. But as I say, we have an entire town to defend that's still on its way up. You may need different equipment in the future. Let alone the fact that you don't have any torches. Do you have
I got
rope?
torches. I have rope.
I do too, but does he?
Bites back a what could have been construed as arrogant statement and says no. Kind of grumbles to himself.
And how about a grappling hook? I hope not, because it's rather useless without the rope.
He's just got a hook.
I
Hi.
did buy oil.
Hi
Well,
guys.
that's quite useful.
Guys, don't forget. We did find the griffin with all his climbing gear. And his dead horse. That might be why he doesn't have it now.
So you have my rope.
All I was trying to say was that there was some equipment that he needed to supply for himself.
Oh, that's true.
But now I don't.
Says who?
Says it's him that found my climbing gear.
I didn't pick it up. I picked up the map.
Yeah, I don't think any of us picked up your gear. And
No, that griffin was angry, man. I wasn't messing with that guy.
I tried to tame him. I wanted him as a pet.
Don't trust the ranger.
he's a little bit.
You got us this far. And finally,
How many times have we been lost?
since I've been here once, I can't account for what you did beforehand.
We got lost on our way to you.
One could
So-
say you were guided to me.
To my players at the table, 270 experience for the encounter.
Alright, 1500, not bad.
And finally, the parchment. Been waiting to open this
What?
thing up.
Wait, what? He said a number and then you immediately said a number, and that fucks me up.
The total experience should be 1500.
You can't do that, Mike.
Sorry, I was post-mathing.
I didn't turn to my page yet.
270 plus 535.
So
805.
Parchment.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize archaic ruins across it. It is an arcane scroll. If you wish to make like a read magic check, you can attempt to decipher and see if you can.
Which I
decipher.
can attempt. To actually read from a scroll for the first time you've seen it is a read magic, which I have, and a spellcraft, which I also have. And I will do both.
Since you left the table of the other campaign, we actually deal with it regularly with Damien, so we have experience with that.
Sweet. Read magic is a 0. Yes. Mark that off a tick. Those are down to 2. Spellcraft. I should have maxed that. I think I did. Yes. Whoo, nat 20. 26.
There you go. So you recognize it as an arcane scroll, which only contains one spell and one casting
Mm-hmm.
of Daze Monster. DC 15 on that.
If it's beyond me, it's a simple caster check. So As long as it's not catastrophic fail, I can use it immediately. So I will study that and see if I can make that work. With a wizard, guarantee. With a sorcerer, not so much. Oh, if no one minds if I hold on to this.
I think that would be acceptable.
Oh, it's alright. You gave me this nice scimitar.
Well, you did find it.
Targan's voice, man.
The bard stands a decent chance of being able to do it.
Yep, I do. But, I'll let you study it. If you don't think you can pull it off and the situation arises where we need to be able to for sure, then I can always utilize it at that point. But I don't feel any harm in allowing you to be the one who holds it.
So, what are we going to do about cerulean?
I think we gotta...
Weaver here.
I think we need to find a safe place to camp out for a couple of days, guys. Because I don't think we can drag her around. And I really don't think the rest of the guard is going to be particularly fond of us if we start leaving members of the guard behind.
We can take her back to town.
You want to carry her all that way? Because nobody else can. That's why I was thinking maybe we just rest here for 3 days.
She's an elf. Did you stat out her height and weight?
I guess we could,
She's 110 pounds.
build a thing.
Build a
With some
thing.
sticks and stuff. You've got survival. Maybe you can build us a,
I may not be able to carry these gems, but I can carry her.
carry the gems?
It's actually kind of sad. She's 110 pounds and she's within my heavy range. I have strength of 12.
I weigh all of 39 pounds. I can't carry it.
I think we've already established that the short people in the crew can't carry the big blue lady. So I think that's up to you, whether we camp here for 3 days or take her back to town and then do what, leave again immediately and leave her in town?
If we can find the means to do so, I would need a canvas, 2 long sticks, and some rope,
I don't think we have the canvas.
or some type of fabric that I could fashion
A gurney?
a gurney.
Let's weave together palm fronds.
If we have palm fronds, vines, I'll volunteer to drag it if you want to take her back.
So... do a spot check or a search?
I'd call
check?
that a survival check. You know what you're doing. It's just a matter of knowing where to look.
I'm searching for the fronds and I don't have survival, so I was gonna do
I'm sorry.
a search check
I was just
for fronds.
talking out loud to myself too, because I'm the one who's volunteered to put the thing together.
7. I didn't freaking find them.
Survival check 18. Do I find to maybe fashion enough together? Unless I'm just talking bullshit at this point.
You find a couple of branches that seem fairly sturdy and still young and pliable, not fragile.
Oh, that's a 23.
You find quite a few vines around. What else you looking for?
I'm basically making
A stretcher.
a stretcher.
Gurney, so we either need to be able to weave the vines into like a net,
Like a net.
or we need like palm fronds to create.
I've got a bedroll.
That would do it too.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm prepared.
I have one too. I didn't bring
just
a light
didn't think
source. I
about
have
it.
a bedroll.
Sleeping bags, some branches, and some vines. That sounds like a gurney to me.
Of course, now where are you going to sleep? She'd sleep in a tree.
I'm a ranger. I can
Okay,
sleep
so
in a tree.
unless it takes us multiple days to get her back to town, she'll be out of the bedroll and it'll be cool.
Right? Just don't poke any holes in my bedroll. I'm nature's friend, but I don't want no bugs crawling on me. Those are my toes.
I'll make a sew check back in town. You know what? You saved my life more than once. I'll sacrifice my own bedroll. And I'll make that into a gurney.
Okay.
Tie that around my waist, secure her in it, and as long as we're leaving, start dragging it behind me.
So somebody will want to give me another survival skill check to see if they've got the skills to make the gurney, the drag behind whatever it is you're making.
20.
Nat 20 plus my survival check of 5.
So between the two of you, yep, you definitely managed to piece together a very working, functionable.
It's even got wheels, bruh.
No, it doesn't have wheels, bruh.
They could have chiseled stone.
Right?
From what? With what?
Another stone.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they made arrowheads.
She's a gnome. She could bite it into the shape of a wheel.
Kidding me? She can make gears out of rocks. She put spinnies on that wheel.
But she doesn't have the masterwork artisan tools for that right now.
So it's a -2.
That's right. We're gonna have the only gurney in Daggerford with spinners.
Oh my god, we're having the only gurney in
Besides.
Daggerford, probably.
You didn't have the resources for that. Remember, you had a bedroll, vines, and branches.
And still make it work. You're a gnome.
Just roll me another survival check and see if you find a couple boulders.
So then,
It's hard to roll.
just gonna head straight
Roll a
out.
19.
Not gonna waste any time. Take right off and try and make it back.
Yep.
Considering we
Track
don't...
rolls.
Oh yeah, those are gonna be needed.
I don't want to kill her.
So hold on a minute. Let's get the map back out here so we know
We
where.
killed Gwen's character
we're at.
after she's gone to bed. She's never gonna forgive us. It's gonna be the most epic parenting fail ever.
Well, hopefully you guys don't kill our character.
Whatever, DM Daddy.
Yeah, whatever Mr. C had.
Oops, I rolled a 1, and that +1 scimitar just kind of fell out and stabbed her right in the throat.
Oh, God.
Rolled an 18.
Alright, so we're right
Yeah, that's an 18 to 20 times 2, by the way.
here.
Unless it's like +1 keen or something, and then...
You're not far
So how
from
many...
the outskirts of the forest, of the marsh. So it might not be too hard to get out. You walk out to the entrance of the cave, and let's go ahead and get that first track roll.
I am no help.
I rolled an 8.
Booyah.
Which way do we go,
Alright,
George?
so
Why are
let's
we back
find
in the
out where
pool?
we're going tonight.
Can I... Wait a second. Because we have the map. We know where we currently are, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm going to know some direction.
Okay.
I was unaware that was a spell.
It is.
No
It's
direction
zero-
is a spell, indeed.
0 level spell that I took after he got us lost.
That's fine. We will know which way is north.
I thought that was an innate gnome thing that I didn't know about.
Okay. So I can know north, and then you get to roll. You get another shot track check. Is essentially what I think it's going to do for us, because it says you instantly know the direction of north from your current position. The spell is effective in any environment in which north exists, but it may not work in extraplanar settings. Your knowledge of north is correct at the moment of casting, but you can get lost again within moments if you don't find some external reference point to help you keep track of direction.
That's you.
So, I get another chance at tracking.
I would hope that would be how I would see that, but he gets that call.
So, you know what way north is. So if we look at the map, we know north is here.
Mm-hmm.
So what direction do you want to go?
We're trying to head back to town, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. So,
We want to go north. Ish. North.
As north-ish.
East.
This is
Or
where
do we want to just go east and hit the road? Let's just go east and aim for the road.
So we're gonna aim straight east.
So that we can hit the road. And then follow it the rest of the way to town.
Somebody's outside mining in your parking lot.
Noman Craft.
Take on the wheels. New spinners, yeah.
About to get us so lost.
Not necessarily. She's giving you the percentage chance of actually making it. And it helps if I don't roll 2 of the percentile dice.
It's
We have a-
0.000%.
We have 1,000% to get it if he rolls all zeros.
Right.
High or low?
High. We're always high.
Not tonight.
So we still get lost.
But it limits the choices of where you get lost.
I mean, I can do it 2 more times today.
Maybe we'll get out to the road. Who knows?
But that's going to use all my 0-level spells until I rest.
We might make it. You'll get us so lost.
Oh, okay. Next thing I could do, if he gives me another chance to act before we're completely lost, is I can speak with burrowing mammals.
Hey, dude, you know what the town is, dude?
For a
Honey
whole
Badger don't
minute.
give a shit, bruh.
Of course, now you got to find a rabbit.
Alright.
Any kind of burrowing creature.
Right, she could-
Any burrowing
Honey
mammal.
Badger.
Find badgers in the marsh. I don't have knowledge of nature. Are there?
I have knowledge nature. I don't know. I rolled a 19. Are there badgers in the marsh?
All I have.
There are no badgers in the marsh.
I'll find out if there are any burrowing mammals you paint in the butt.
Badgers.
I rolled a not 20. Are there burrowing mammals in the marsh?
None in your immediate vicinity, no.
Okay, I won't waste my stuff.
Wild empathy. Show me the way, Mr. Badger.
I only brought a snake. It doesn't help.
My friend is injured, Mr. Badger. Please show us the way out. You start heading what you know to be east.
Yay!
Towards the road.
I made a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
But while you know you're still headed east, you know you're still headed towards the road and in the right direction towards safety and getting Cerulean back to town to get some help. But you definitely also know you've stepped off of the main path and this isn't the marked trail.
We're not in Kansas anymore.
No. So you found your way into the marsh again. How would you like to proceed?
I would like to take a look at my surroundings. Do I see anything out of place? Hear
Roll that-
anything?
Roll that spot and listen.
Spot is 21.
Okay.
Listen is nothing. 9.
Alright, so you're taking a look around. Okay, you hear this like wind whipping in your ears.
This is
and
crazy.
looking around you see the trees are blowing around and moving around with some pretty significant force in this area of the swamp.
What you can do? Huh? What you can do?
I'm going to dig a hole in the mud.
Also, since you are carrying Cerulean, you are at half movement speed.
If we're about to encounter something in here, I'm leaving her on the ground right here.
You have no idea of encountering anything in here right now, though. All you know is that you're off of the main track and that you're headed east. So don't you meta that, son of a bitch.
I guess I'm going to proceed at half speed, dragging her body along. Because, hey, I'm still lost and wandering, right?
Are you capable of having your weapon out and carrying her at the same time?
Yeah, I've got 2-weapon fighting.
So she's being dragged this way.
Gotta buy an ankle.
I was going to suggest actually strapping the thing to your waist. That way she's being dragged this way, and you're just walking. That's how I was
I'm
gonna,
assuming you guys
That's how I was gonna
those
design it.
binds to make some sort of shoulder or waist strap.
That's
with
how I was
how
planning
high
on-
your survival roll was.
Yeah.
I will.
I got a
allow that.
harness.
But it was going to be funnier to me if he was at half speed and you completely...
Just grabbing her by the ankle, fight with one hand. Come on, bitch,
roll
let's
a,
go.
roll a 20 on the strength check and actually hit the enemy with the elf.
Beat him up. With an
Okay, we should do things.
So which direction would you like to move? Straight forward.
Straightforward.
So there's a
We're
big old
going
down
east.
tree in your path, so you're gonna need to go like around, probably this way
Jump it.
here, like that.
What's your jump at? Don't go. Don't
If
go
you'd like,
this.
you
Untreated.
can make another spot and listen. Anybody else in the party is welcome to make a spot and listen if they would like to.
Oh, I suppose.
I rolled a 19 and a 17 before adding my bonuses.
Okay.
20 spot. And the 13 listen.
So, as you're looking around ahead of you, you definitely do notice that increased wind, but it seems to be like centralized in a specific
radiating
location
outward.
in the swamp. You notice that there is a higher concentration ahead of you and to the right.
I'd like to roll a knowledge local and see if I would know of anything in the lizard swamp that's known to cause this occurrence.
Okay.
It's a 24.
I'm gonna roll knowledge nature too.
Okay. There is no local knowledge that pertains to anything of this nature.
Alright.
I'm gonna roll knowledge nature on the same thing.
Alright.
24.
And while you're sitting there going over this and trying to think about it, you're not quite pulling anything up on this one.
I'm going to do the same check with the knowledge arcana.
Okay.
Cover all of our bases.
Absolutely, 17.
Oh, he got out a book! Yay! DM has a
High five,
book!
Ralph. Come on now. Chris, high five.
So glad we all have different areas of knowledge.
Right?
You do use your bardic knowledge every once in a while, don't you? Basically, you do a standard knowledge check. You add your intelligence, and you could basically use it for anything. But if your specific knowledge skill is higher now, adding a +1 to a generic knowledge check might not be the way to go at this point.
My knowledge local is a 6.
And intelligence would just be a +2.
Yeah, it's going to be higher than that.
That's kind of cool, bardic knowledge. I guess that would make sense because there are eyes and ears everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Bardic knowledge is like having half of a rank in every knowledge skill. And having a count.
So it does tickle the back of your memory.
Okay.
And kind of starts stirring inklings of recognition, but not quite enough for you to grasp a clear picture of what this is.
Do I get the feeling of good or bad? Run or don't worry.
you get the feeling, not so much feeling, but from what you can sense is it's not necessarily either.
Something is here, but I can't quite remember why this puts me on edge. We're all thinking about the same thing from different schools of thought, and I almost remembered something that could cause this, and I don't know what, but the fact that I don't know what's here, I would say be on your toes.
That kind of piques my curiosity. So I'd like to set Cerulean down. Maybe try to conceal her presence. Since she
Stash
isn't
her under that fallen log.
Yeah.
Cover in mud.
And then I'm going to try, since you said it was more intense from the right, I'm going to try and sneak a peek. So I'm going to try and move to that tree on the other side of the fallen log. Hide, move silent.
Here?
No,
Here.
right over right where, just one tree over.
Oh,
from
right
where
here?
I'm- yeah.
Okay.
So 14 plus 9 for my hide is
14 goes down, should be
23. And move silent is 18 plus 11, 29.
Okay. So you'll be good on both.
And then I guess when I get there, I'm on a spot.
Okay.
See if I can see anything from over yonder. And 14 plus 7, 21.
21? Okay.
I can get a snake in that boot.
The snake in the boot? Alright,
Poor
so you're
snake.
21. What do you
my
see?
familiar.
What do you see?
Yeah, but I
What do
feel
you
sorry
see?
for it being in your boot.
I'm very fastidious about my hygiene, thank you.
That doesn't mean a boot is a comfortable place to be,
So-
dude. I don't care.
What you see at the source of this wind is a creature that appears to be an empress shifting cloud, surrounded by extremely fast-moving currents of air. There are some darker bits of twirling vapor, in the form which suggests two eyes and a mouth. But this also could just be a trick of the swirling air.
Okay. So then I'm going to attempt to go back and tell these people that we should not proceed any further to the right, and we should avoid this entirely.
Also, the location in which you saw this.
It was right there.
Here.
Perfect. Okay.
So it's where we're not going?
We are not going towards the thing that was just placed on the board.
Oh, I can only... Okay. I don't want to see you. But
I'm going to try and hide, move silent back to report what I just saw.
Okay.
My move silent was a 16. And my hide, 18 plus 9, 27.
Okay, you're gonna make it on both. Here or here?
Right there.
Here. Okay.
Yeah, that way I can tell the people what I saw. And suggest that we do our best not to have a fight with this thing. And
Thing?
maybe, yeah,
thing, what did it look like?
the description that he read off.
That only you heard?
Yeah. Because I reported back what he said that you guys also heard, because I know you didn't turn your ears off when he was reading about it.
Oh, meta.
Liar.
I am in character.
The best way I can describe it, there's a wind thing over there.
It's good enough for me. Now I remember what I was trying to remember. I don't remember what it is, but...
Actually, that'll spark just enough recollection for you to be able to pull air elemental off of your tongue.
Yeah. I was going meth at first, but... Air elemental. How big was it?
How big was it?
Could you get a sense of how big it was?
At its center, about the size of a man.
I think we should not
No.
proceed.
No. They are not inherently aggressive, but if this is where he lives, he's going to protect it. So just
Yeah, let's just move along. So, I'm going to see if I can use my track skill and divine another way out of this situation.
going to help.
17?
With hopefully another +2 by adding a 17 to that.
Okay. You find a path that you think should lead you around, avoiding the elemental. If you skirt up and around the top edge of that swamp and skirt up towards that top pool up there, yeah.
Okay.
You will still need to make a couple of checks, just to ensure no spot and not being heard.
Yeah.
Nobody breaks a bunch of twigs or stomps on branches along the way.
Okay.
But barring that, all should be good.
Alright.
Hide.
Rolled a 29 on my move silent.
I don't want to be the one that starts this again.
Rolled a 28 on my hide.
I got a 10 on my move silent and a 24 on my hide.
What was it again?
28 hide and 29 move silent.
Okay. Well,
Hide check was a 14. Move silent check was a 4.
okay.
The words left my mouth. Please don't let me be the cause of another boss
She
fight.
leaves Cerulean.
No, she's right there.
Strapped to his back.
Yeah, he was at penalties, but his rolls didn't really matter whether or not there was penalties.
I was just wondering because he had dropped her, and I didn't recall him ever saying he'd strapped her back on.
Yeah.
Did you say strapped in or strapped on?
All right, so y'all weren't very stealthy.
No, I.
I was very stealthy.
It heard two noises.
Son of a bitch.
Both made with 1 foot.
Carrot
It
and
heard Duquesne
Fall on my face and sneeze.
trip and go fuck, and then it heard Nemo go. Shh.
See, Nemo was just being polite. It's my fault.
But it's still unable to spot a source of the noise, and doesn't seem to be eager to leave its current location. All right, so that gets us clear of this air elemental. Let's see if we can track the clear way home. Nat 20?
Nat 20.
Nat 6.
Alright, well, Nat 20 is definitely going to find you a safe path out of the marsh and back to the main road.
Bye, air elemental. Bye now. You blow.
So, congratulations skirting around what could have been disaster.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I should have just taken out my composite bow and just shot an arrow into the wind.
could be interesting. We'll go ahead and award XP based on the encounter. Mordecai is going to take 200 XP. Everyone else is going to take 150. From there, you guys are going to have safe travels back to town, where you'll be able to rest up while Cerulean recovers from her paralysis trance that she seems to have gone into. And we will pick up next week.
5 plus